Steady Claudio here, and today we're playing Farm Simulator 22. We're going to start a new map, Elmcreek, under the medium settings of Farm Manager. These are the exterior mods we're going to use. We have all the game mods. We're going to use additional field info, better contracts, enhanced loan system, the guidance steering, headland management, and I've also added a lizard subsoiler 9-meter plow, which I like to use instead of the in-game plows. As I said, I have all of the in-game purchasable DLC. We're also going to use a few others. Lime contracts, roller missions, time-saving stock check, and the yard production pack. So these are all the external ones that I'm going to use, along with all the ones that are in the game. And some of those are just to make life a little easier, especially the 9-meter plow. I don't like the plow in the games. So here's my general settings, and I'm gonna go in and change. And I can do mess around with these. I like to go on ×3. I like X time and normal. I leave the traffic on. I'm gonna go with 3-day per day months right now, but I'm gonna change that later. We leave everything else alone. On periodic plowing, weeds, dirt, normal, auto engine start. I do turn off all of the ability for the AI workers to buy anything because I prefer to not have them spend my money. I also have the enhanced loan system. In the other settings, pretty much leave everything alone. The only thing I change, I believe, is I like to use the automatic input help mode because I use different sticks. I also changed the steering sensitivity a bit because of my G920 wheel. I have a G920 wheel, and I also have the new farm stick, which I highly recommend. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go in, buy a tractor. Now I like to start with a large tractor. I like to get up at least 350 horsepower. I get all the bells and whistles, headland management, the sensor, and the GPS. It cost me quite a bit, but I think the good tractor in the beginning is kind of a key. I'm going to share with you my strategy as to how I'm going to start on this map in a little bit. But I like to get top of the line, heavy, at least 350 mile. This one's got 388 horsepower. I like to get at least 350, so I can run most of anything with 350. I'm going to go ahead and get the weight to put on the bottom of it. It's a little pricey, but not so bad. Now I'm going to start with plowing and cultivating. So I want the good plow. I don't like most of the plows in the game, so I got the Lizard 9-meter. I do like this plow. It's inexpensive. Well, not inexpensive, but it's 1700, and you can make a new field with it. So it's my favorite. I like it. It's probably one of the only mods I use for equipment. It's got a nice 9-meter stretch, so that's good. So we're gonna go out here and pick up everything. And so this is my general strategy. Probably gonna start with some contracts, and then I'm gonna try to purchase a little spot of land so I can get a house on it, so I can sleep overnight. I don't really want to work at night, especially when I'm trying to do something for YouTube, because nobody wants to watch me play in the dark, even though there are nice headlights and stuff. I prefer not to do that. I'm gonna try to pick up this weight, and as usual, I have trouble. The steering with the 920, I don't know, for some reason the defaults on this game give you like 14-degree dead space, so I recommend taking out all the dead space. That's in a setting before you even start the game. I don't know what kind of wheel you're using, but I use the 920. And you know, it has its issues with most games. Spent entirely too much time trying to pick this bad boy up. You notice the sensors on the top. I went ahead and got everything I need on this tractor. You know, I spent quite a bit of money on it, but I think you need to get the best equipment, and then you're just turning it in and reselling it. And I just try to get this tractor. Will do most anything I want to do right now, probably plus some. It's got at least 350 horsepower. Someday this week we will back up to this. Oh, today's not the day though. Anyway, we're going to start out with some contracts, mainly of plowing, and I'll show you probably fertilizing. I use the Better Contracts mod, and as soon as I pick this thing up, we're going to go into the settings and show you what I use for settings. Everybody likes to play a little different. This is just the way I like to play. So let's see, where are we at? Contracts. I'm just do the standard. I let you have 3 of them, pretty much the standard. I don't like the insta-fermating, but I do want to turn on root crop plowing, because plowing is one of the ways I want to make a lot of money. I do activate this, and I then turn off fertilizing and plowing and cultivating. That means that they're lazy and they won't do that, so you'll see more contracts, which is what I want to do. I don't really mess with the higher difficulty. I don't really see any reason for that. Field purchase discount, yes. I want a 5% discount. Number of discount effective plots is 5. That means every time I do 5 plots for somebody, I will get a 25% discount, which is the key to my strategy early game, because I will try to the piece of property that I want to purchase. I will try to get 5 contracts so I can save 25%. As you can see, I don't really have a whole lot to choose from right now. I do have some fertilizing. So this is my general strategy. I want to buy plot 7, I think. First, I want to take over this plot of 7, 6, 52, 9, 20, 21, and 26. So that's the area I want to concentrate on. You'll see the owner, Samuel Ortega. Well, he doesn't have any contracts. So the great thing about Better Contracts is you can generate more contracts. So now I have a ton of contracts. Unfortunately, I don't have any plowing contracts. A lot of fertilizing. So here's one plowing contract for Evelyn Carson, and she does own the big plot of land that I want. I believe it's field 20 in this plot of this area that I want to go in. So I'm going to go ahead and do hers, and of course it is way up there, number 5. I believe she owns plot 39 in this area that I want to buy in. So I'm going to scoot up the field 5, and I am going to time lapse some of this because nobody wants to watch me drive in town, because I definitely will crash into a few cars. So we're going to buzz up here to field 5. See, that's the plots I'm going past right now. That's a little area I'm picked for my starting area. I know everybody likes to have a different starting area. That's where I'm going to start this game play. My strategy is to try to do plowing contracts and fertilizing contracts for those folks that own those plots, and I'm really going to concentrate on either 40 or 39, because that's the first 2 I want to buy, because I get a little bit of free land in that on the top left and right corner of those plots. So here we are, we're up on plot 5, pretty small. One of my 2 mods that I play is Headland Manager, and Headland Manager is pretty good. So I put my plow down and go in. I turn on the contour guide, and I want to do a manual setting. My plow is 9 meters wide, so I want to put 4.5 in there because that's the center line. And I will turn it on. I will lower my plow. I'm going to go in and set my cruise control to 7 miles an hour, which is 10 miles an hour, because I can use this plow at 10 miles an hour. It's another reason I like this plow, is because you can plow at a decent speed, and you don't have to go with all that turning or anything. So this is my one equipment mod that I use. I'll put her down, click cruise control, and away I go. With Headland Manager, it will automatically circle the field at 4.5 meters and give me a nice plow. It does have a little trouble with the corners of square ones, but it's not anything you can't negotiate. I like Headland Manager. I'm not a mod person. I don't use a lot of mods. This one I found very useless. This one and the guidance and steering system are really the only two that I use. I know there's some others out there that people like. Well, these are the two I prefer. Everybody has their own opinion about mods. So that gives me a nice little headland. So I don't really want to use, I don't really, do I go around again? No, sometimes with the Headland Manager I'll do go around twice, but because this field is so small, I'm just gonna go once. And I don't use GPS guidance or anything on this one because it's so small. Again, I'm going to time lapse this because nobody wants to watch me plow that much. Normally I would turn on my GPS guidance, but this field is fairly small, so I'm just going to go ahead and scoop it up, finish it myself. You'll notice in a minute the message will pop up that I'm going to get a 5% discount for finishing this field. I think it already popped up and I missed it. Anyway, 900 bucks, not a lot, but the discount for 5% is going to help me a lot when I go to buy land. So now I'm going to do a harvesting contract, which I don't care to do. I try to avoid them in the beginning, but this is that field that I want for Evelyn and Carlson, so it's the big field. So I'm going to go ahead and rent the equipment because I don't have any. Normally I don't like to start out with harvesting contracts, but I want the discount, so this is why I did this. Same thing, I'm going to go in with my headland because I don't own this equipment. I don't really know the... So we're going to do manual. I don't know. I did maintain current distance, which is another setting you can use, and away we go. We're going to start harvesting this field. It's pretty big. I think I'm going to get about $11,000 out of this. See, it's a little off the headland management. I wasn't sure how wide the header is, so it's not too bad. So I'm probably going to fast forward through this because I don't really want to show an hour of harvesting, but this is another contract. Okay, so we finished up this field. This is why I avoid harvesting contracts in the beginning because I don't really care for them. And I had a little bit of trouble setting up my harvester with GPS and everything. And it's a general rule, they take a little bit longer, so I just prefer not to use harvesting contracts as a way to make money in the beginning, but I chose to this time because I want this field, and it gives me the second field I've done for her, so she'll give me a 10% discount. I'm shooting for 25% on a field like that. That's pretty good. As you'll see, I got my wagon here. We're going to pull up and go ahead and empty it. Gonna run to the, I believe I'm taking this to the grain mill. No, maybe not. See, it's glitched a little bit there, showing the grain inside. Should be empty, I'm not sure why. A little bit over the hang. I do like that trailer, that Michelin trailer, it's pretty good. There we go. So we're going to time lapse this over to the wherever we're going. So here we are unloading. And we should get a completion message. There it is. We get 10% discount now, and we also made an extra 4,500 for the extra feed. We're going to collect our fee of 9,000, so we made about 13,000 on that one. Now we're going to try to find a few other ones for the people that we want to buy our land from, but right now it looks like it's kind of slim pickings or a lot of fertilizing. So I think it's time that maybe we go buy a fertilizer or something to fertilize with. So we ended that contract, so we're walking on our own. So we're gonna go to the shop. We're gonna go in and buy a sprayer. Now I'm gonna buy the best sprayer that I think is out there. That's the John Deere R732i. I'm gonna get the maximum width. I want to get the narrow tire set up. I want to get the See and Spray. I don't know. I keep messing with what kind of tire I want. I want to get the narrow tires. I get the See and Spray. Yes, this is another quite a bit of chunk of money, but this I think will pay for it on its own because you won't waste fertilizer. It only sprays when you haven't sprayed with the other sensors. Oh, looking at my used equipment. Nothing of any use right now that I absolutely would like to buy, but pumps and hoses, the New Holland. Nothing that I really want to use right now, but I always recommend looking at this page because sometimes there can be something on there pretty good for a pretty good price. All right, so we're gonna buy some fertilizer. We're gonna go ahead and get a couple pallets so we can fill this thing up. And we're gonna hit it some fertilizing contracts pretty hard as a way to get a good start. So basically we're concentrating on fertilizing and plowing and cultivating. So we're going to pick up our sprayer. Well, can't pick it up because we got to. So we spent about $97, $9,700 on a new on the sprayer. But I think it's money well spent because we will save a lot of time and a lot of money with the ability to not spray where we already have sprayed. So we're going to pick this bad boy up. So we're going to go ahead and hook up to the sprayer. We're going to go ahead and fill it up with our fertilizer. 2 pallets, and I believe it'll take, it holds 4,000 liters, I believe. So we'll use up, holds 3,360 liters. We had 4,000 liters, 2,000 each container. Now we're going to go look for some fertilizing. We picked up Samuel Ortega. He's one of the guys that we want to do from. Samuel Ortega is another one. That's that small plot I want to buy. So that's a 10% there. And then we're going to go hit. We got 3 active. Field 3, 31, and 59. And these are all ones that will help us buy land at a cheaper price. 2 of them are with Samuel, and I believe the other one's with Michael. So we're going to buzz up. You'll see here we have fields 59, 31, and all the way up in field 3. So that's our next 3 fertilizing projects that we're going to work on in order to purchase our first bit of land. So this is episode 1. We got started. We came in, kind of exercised our plan, bought some equipment, and now we're going to start doing some contracts. I hope you enjoyed it. In part 2, we're going to go ahead and bust out these 3 fertilizing contracts and see how much closer we can get to buying our first piece of land. We're shooting for plot 40 or plot 39. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I hope it's given you a good idea of how to start maybe a little bit easier than usual. I'm going to do a series probably of a couple of different maps, all the in-game maps I think, and then I'm going to choose a couple that I like that are mods. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and please hope to see you in episode 2. Have a great day. Steady Claudio out.